Hey guys, Joseph Henson here with Henson CPA Group. I hope you've had a good week and stay safe out there. This week, we're going to jump right in and we're going to talk about financial fire drills versus financial strategy. Again, I'm Joseph Henson CPA with Henson CPA Group. Thank you for joining me. And let's go ahead and start talking about why some clinics always feel reactive and others don't. What a financial fire drill truly looks like. Most clinics will experience this at some point. And when I say most, I mean the majority. You're scrambling to cover payroll. You don't know where that's going to come from. You have to all of a sudden take money out of your account to help with that. You get a surprise tax bill. You didn't plan with your CPA very well during the year. All of a sudden you owe $30,000. You have last minute decisions on hiring or equipment. These aren't surprises a lot of times unless someone just all of a sudden quits without any warning, or, hey, that x-ray machine broke. And then trying to figure out after something already happened. This is the most common. It's happened. We've got to figure it out. It feels reactive, and that's because it really is. There's not a lot of stuff you can do about it, is at least how you feel. Now, why do fire drills happen? Fire drills usually aren't caused by one big mistake. There is a lot of things that compound, and a lot of times it comes from a lack of visibility into the numbers of the clinic. You're not forward planning because no one's there to help you with that. Decisions are being made without financial context. Does getting a $20,000 piece of machinery make sense? Can we actually see enough patients with that machine to make it financially savvy? And the numbers are being reviewed too late. You're only looking at the year end. You're only looking at every quarter, every 6 months. It's not being looked at until it feels like there's an issue. It's a system issue, not a one-time issue. Common examples in vet clinics. These are real-world examples. These are a lot of the ones I've seen folks making when they come and work with us. Hiring a new tech, then realizing cash flow is tight. You were hoping to alleviate or cover someone so they can go out, but what you didn't take into account is that $20 an hour, that $15 an hour, that whatever per hour isn't the only cost of that employee. Buying equipment without seeing the full financial impact. What is that? Well, the full financial impact is going to be, are you making payments on this? What is the principal and interest? Do they require extra insurance on that piece of equipment? Are you utilizing your cash because that's what you've been saving for, but you didn't take into account the fact that everything else is happening at once? Getting to tax season and not being prepared. This one is huge. You don't have your books done. They haven't had a chance to actually finalize what's going on. You're not prepared for the $20,000 tax hit that's about to happen. Then having a good month, but still feeling financial pressure. You've had a great month, but the problem is when you get to the end of the month, you still feel like there's too much month left, but not enough cash to cover it. These are very common, and all of them are fixable. What does a financial strategy truly look like? Strategy doesn't mean you're using complicated spreadsheets. It usually looks like knowing your numbers ahead of time, planning decisions before making them, understanding financial trade-offs, and reviewing trends regularly. You're being proactive with your visibility into your business, not reactive. We want to make sure if you have a plan coming up, you are financially set to make that and not feel like you don't have enough left in order to finalize, in order to finalize the rest of the month and cover that payroll, cover that other unexpected trip, that appointment that you had to all of a sudden set with an electrician for new wiring for this stuff. We want to be proactive because at the end of the day, that's how we're going to sleep better. The key difference, if you have a fire drill mindset, you're always looking at, well, what just happened and how do we fix it? When you start to shift into a strategy mindset, it's what's coming and how do we prepare for it? With your x-ray machine, hey, we're starting to notice the pictures aren't coming out very clear. It's firing up very slowly. We probably need to look at replacing this in the next 2 to 3 to 6 months. Great. What's coming up? We need to replace it. How do we prepare for it? We start either searching for good deals, searching for financing, or putting away the cash in order to get that done. That shift alone changes how decisions are made. The cost of staying reactive. If you are constantly operating in fire drill mode, this will often lead to you having a higher stress level, missing out on opportunities because you didn't have the financial clarity to do it and you couldn't move fast enough. Inefficient spending. You have a lot of waste and leakage in your company, slower growth in the business, and then ongoing uncertainty. You don't really know if your business is going to be able to survive next month, in 6 months, in a year, because you haven't looked ahead. It's not just financial, it affects how the business feels to run. Here's the shift that most clinics need. It isn't massive, it's just consistent. You want to put different things in practice, things like reviewing financials regularly, looking ahead 30 to 90 days, doing a 3-month cash flow rollover and seeing where is my cash flow going in the next few months. Understanding key numbers. That's not just your revenue. That's your KPIs. That's your revenue per doctor. That's your net income percentage. That's your gross profit percentage. That is the cost per employee per appointment. And then making decisions with context. When you start making decisions with context in your business, you will notice how much better you feel and how much more prepared you are. These small changes create a big difference over time. What this looks like in practice. When you put these strategies in place, you're going to start hiring people with more confidence and feeling better about it. You're not hiring someone because I have to have someone to actually be able to do this. It's, hey, we're at a point of growth. Let's hire someone now before we start to feel pressure and I'm working 60, 70, 80-hour weeks. Tax season is expected, not stressful. You've been planning and paying in quarterly $10,000, $5,000, $20,000, whatever it is that's necessary. Cash flow becomes more predictable. You're not all of a sudden seeing, I have money in the bank, I can go spend it. It's, hey, we have more money left than month left. Or, hey, we just got a $5,000 tax bill where previously we were having to pay $50,000 and go on to payments and we can't get caught up. That's when it becomes more predictable. And then financial conversations become clearer. You start to feel better about them and not just, we're going to avoid that. You really truly start to feel the business and you have more control. If your clinic has ever felt like it's constantly reacting instead of planning ahead, it might be worth taking a closer look at your numbers. We do have our free strategy call where we can walk you through your situation, help identify where the financial pressure is coming from. No pressure, just clarity. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, I'm just Henson CPA with Henson CPA Group. My email is here in this slide. A direct link to my calendar is below. I look forward to hearing from you. But until then, you guys have a great rest.